Backed up. I'm in about 20 foot, a little bit less than 20 foot. Oh yeah, that's a good one there. All right, y'all. So good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day. It's October. I'm going to talk about everything you want to know about October crappie fishing. This month can be one of the best months of the year. The fish get out of that summertime funk and they start moving around a little bit and they start really stacking up. So I'm going to go over what areas I look for and then hopefully get up here and catch some fish for y'all. So let's get to it. All right, but today I am using the 9-foot Sam Super Sensitive by B&M. I've got just a 16th ounce jig right here. This is just one of the jigs that I make. It's a salt and pepper color. The color I don't really care about. I just like that shad profile. And I got 6-pound Mr. Crappie High Vis Mono. All right, so let's see, y'all. I mean, I'm out here. It's been a while since I've been out here, and so I'm kind of looking for trips as well, which is kind of good. So you'll kind of see what I look for and where I look for these fish, especially after not having been out here for a while. Typically in October for me, these fish start pushing a little bit shallower. So this is deep right here. This is 26 foot. This might be a little too deep, but we're gonna check it real quick. I feel like I see a few fish on there. The reason they do that is because the lakes turn over. And so what that means is that when the water cools off enough, the cool water switches and replaces the warm water. And so what that does is in the deeper water, that'll have more of an effect. And so those fish kind of push shallower to kind of let that happen and kind of get away from it, at least in my experience. And so that's what I'm thinking we're gonna see today. We're gonna see a lot more fish shallow, and they're gonna be just trying to let the lake turn over. I don't know if the lake's turned over completely yet, but it's definitely trying to. So we're gonna have to see how we have to adjust to that today. Let's see, I definitely see fish down there. I just don't know what kind they are. I got something. Let's see what it is. Let's see, oh yeah, crappie. Nice. That's a fat fish too. These fish in October, they really start putting on some weight. So, oh, look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Can y'all see that shad down that fish's throat? Let me see if I can get a good image on that. Look at that shad tail sticking out of that fish's mouth right there. Wow. That's how you know these fish are feeding. Still bit that jig. We're gonna let that one go. But that's the first one. First October crappie. See if we can catch another one. Like I said, I can definitely see fish down there. That one was pretty aggressive too, so I do like that. I apologize, y'all. My allergies are bothering me pretty good this morning with that ragweed. So the water temp is 77 degrees too, so it's definitely cooling off. It's not really cool yet, but it is trying to cool off for sure. So that typically, as that water gets more into the 70s, it'll kind of, you know, move fish around a little bit more. Usually for me, this is kind of one of the last months that this main lake bite is really good. They start moving around, they start getting in open water. They start transitioning to the creeks at the end of the month and next month especially. Oh, that's a good one though. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's the first one, y'all. I'm keeping some for my in-laws today, and that is the first one right there. Actually, I'm gonna let that one go. I was a little beat up. Hey, look at that fish. He has got all kinds of problems. But man, that's a beautiful fish. We're gonna let that one go back. See ya, bud. Get back down there. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make a move, y'all. I just wanna go find some shallower fish. All right, so that wasn't a bad first stop, but we're gonna go push a little bit shallower like I was saying. So the turnover usually happens in October. It just depends on how fast it cools off. And some years it happens real quick. Some years it's gradual over a few weeks. Like I said, I don't think we've had one completely yet, but it's coming pretty soon, I think. And so what that is in the summer, the water stratifies really hard. So the top of the water is the warmest water, obviously, and then as you go deeper, it gets cooler. So in the turnover, it just flip-flops. The water on top gets cool enough, gets heavy enough, and where it goes down to the bottom, and then the warm water, the warm water goes from top to bottom, cool water goes from bottom to top, if that makes sense. So a lot of times that kind of moves fish around, but you can usually still catch pretty good fish when that's going on. And all right, I was driving along and saw all this gunk right here on top of the water. This is a pretty telltale sign that the lake is trying to turn over. I waked it a little bit, but you can see like just all the gunk on top of the water right here. I don't know how good it's gonna pick it up, but it's just foamy, bubbly. It's just really gunky, and that's just a lot of the sediment coming up from the bottom right there, and that's definitely a sign that the lake's trying to turn over. All right, so I pushed up into 18 foot of water. I see fish all over this right here. Let's see if we can get them to bite though. Let's see, I'm gonna drop down to what I think are some better fish down there at the bottom. Oh yeah, instantly. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Heck yeah. Dang, that fish hammered it too. Golly, that fish hammered it. That's the first one, y'all. I'm gonna throw him in the cooler. First one. An aggressive crappie? What? Yeah, I see some good ones on here. That 17 foot, 18 foot might be the zone right here. That's a good one right there, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I thought that fish was a lot bigger. That fish hammered it. It's a keeper though. That is a keeper though. Such a healthy fish. They are doing what they normally do in October, and I am happy about it. They're biting. A little one there, but I still probably keep though. That fish might keep, but I'm just gonna let them go. But typically in October they will get pretty aggressive when that water cools off. They're definitely not like stacked up on this, but there's enough on here to where you can definitely do pretty good. You really see those fish sitting next to these trees right here. And this is so nice to see, y'all. It's been such a long time since they've done good out here. It's not gonna last long, I can promise you that, but for the time being, it's nice. That one probably be pretty close right there. I don't need a lot, I just need a few for my in-laws and then a few for my wife and I today, so. All right, y'all, check this out. See how good I can get it to show up. Look at all those fish. There's a bunch of them. So these fish are really stacked up. I'm in about 20 foot, a little bit less than 20 foot. And finding a lot of fish. A lot of these fish are smaller. That has been a problem with this lake lately, but there's definitely some keepers in there. You just gotta get through it, those little ones, to get to them. So let's drop down on this. All right, so another thing I do in October is I kind of get a little bit less main lake, and what I mean by that is I kind of get back into coves a little bit, and things like that, and those fish, the bait starts to migrate to the back of the coves, and so a lot of times that stuff that's in the back of the cover that's in the back of the coves will start holding fish again. You know, in the summertime they want to be as main lake as possible, and in the fall they kind of get away from that a little bit. There's a lot of fish here. I don't know what kind of size they're gonna be, if we can even get down to the keepers, but we're gonna give it a little bit and see. Yeah, I'm just getting bit by little ones. I feel like I see some better ones right in there. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, that's a better one. Be a keeper. Pretty close to it, but I'm not gonna keep that one. Can definitely tell they look to be a little bit better fish over there. He's real beat up. A lot of these fish are beat up. I'm not sure why, but that fish is probably right at 10 inches. Those little ones are just, they hit it so hard and they just can't get the hook a lot of times. All right, y'all, just caught this one off camera. Look at the size of that fish. That's a hybrid too, hybrid crappie. So you see that dot? That dot, and then if you look, he kind of doesn't look completely like a black crappie. He doesn't look completely like a white crappie. So this is just a natural cross between the two. And I've noticed over the years, these hybrids get really big like this. And so it looks like a black crappie, and it has that dot right there. Those black crappie don't have a real predominant dot like that, but that is a big fish for out here right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw him in the cooler. All right, so there's some fish just kind of hanging off this ledge right here. Caught 2 keepers here, which is pretty substantial. I feel like I see some more good ones down there. I just have to kind of get their attention. There's just so many little fish down there on this drop. It's just a slope like this, and this is what I'm saying. These fish, especially as we get later into the month, these fish are getting ready to start moving around a lot. And so this is typically one of those places that, like, they'll start kind of getting off a cover a little bit, and they'll be kind of more just on like rock and drop offs and things like that. And this right here is definitely a sign of that. It's so weird right now with all the little fish. I'm not even setting the hook on half of the bites I'm getting, just because a lot of them are small fish. That one might be a better one. Oh yeah, that's a good one there. Okay, I'm just dragging it along the bottom right there is all I'm doing. That's a nice fish right there. Yeah, I'm just dragging it around on the bottom. It seems like that's kind of helping for sure. I mean, as far as like the better fish, I see fish all over the place, but just no better ones. There's another one. That one, the bait didn't even get down there. It's a little fish, but y'all see the bait didn't even really completely get down there before he had it. So I'm just letting that jig go all the way to the bottom right here. I'm really not live scoping these fish. Just kind of lining up on them and then just fishing normal. I don't think these fish are gonna sit on this stuff like this very long. They usually don't, but I mean, for the time being, they're here. Ooh, way too far. There's another one I didn't even feel the bite on. I mean, these right here aren't like big, but compared to some of those other fish, they're pretty good size. I'm catching some that are like 5 inches long. 16th ounce just takes forever to get down there. Got that one. Oh yeah, I definitely got on a little something over here. It's a good one. Okay, that's a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this spot alone, but that's a good fish. All right, y'all, I think this is gonna be the last spot that I fish today. It's usually pretty good. I'm at a weird angle, I think, but I feel like I see some good fish on it. So the last spot was a little bit on a ledge, and this is very similar actually. And so I'm just kind of seeing if maybe that ledge thing has got something to do with it. You never really know. Oh, I got bit as soon as I got over there though. I don't even think I was even spot locked like I thought I was. But this is mainly just rock ledge right here. And so I'm just gonna see. Oh, that's something good right there. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh, popped right off. It's not a bad one. Sitting on that rock, he's gonna go ahead and get back in there. It's not a bad fish. Okay, so rock might be the deal. I've got a trip out here pretty soon, and it looks like to me rock, yeah, looks to me like rock's gonna be the deal. It's two keepers real fast. Testing the tornado sirens. Ah, look, there's a lot of them over here. The first Wednesday of the month, every month. A lot of these fish are just sitting right on bottom. You can't even see them really. You can't see them until they come up off the bottom. Anyway, you definitely ain't got to worry about not hearing these. You're gonna hear them. Oh yeah, these fish right here kind of sitting over top of this rock. There are some better ones down there. Yeah, I was just not gonna set the hook on that fish. Black crappie. Not surprising. You catch a lot more black crappie on the rocks like that. That fish was fighting though. Yeah, we found some right here. Another black crappie. That one got it. That one got it. Man, that is a pretty black crappie. Right on top of that rock. Just so textbook. Yeah, we found them here. All black crappie too, I think. Ooh. I like this. This makes me want to check some other places. I know some places that have like chunk rock and stuff, like boulders. Not quite as big, but man, it's, if I can get the right drop on it, it's pretty fast action right here. I think I might try and catch one more on this, and we're gonna move around. Seen all I need to see right here. Yeah, that's all I need to see. Keeper black crappie. All right, y'all. Well, that's October crappie, how I find them, where I look, and why these fish move around like they do, but we're gonna let that one go back. See ya. All right, y'all. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that video. I really tried to go in as much detail as I could about, you know, the fall transition, lake turnover, how it affects these fish, and where I find them, and caught a pretty good amount of fish actually, so definitely cannot complain. Hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all could hit that subscribe button, that really helps me out. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Facebook page as well. I kind of do a little bit more like behind the scenes type stuff on there, and really would appreciate it. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the water. If y'all are interested in a guide trip, I still have openings. Lake breakdowns are still, I still have those available as well. Just shoot me an email or a message. Anyway, tight lines out there. We'll see you on the water.